Well, interesting. I suppose I'll just go with that for right now. What's down here? Oh, it's probably...
Steady does it. Let's go!
Oh god, they're just eating me alive. Whoa! That was a nice crit. All these raises. I'd like to do normal damage, please.
Steady does it.
These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough, and given the right tools, one might use each easily. Scale the wall. You find a holding upon one of the large stones and start to pull yourself up. You make your way steadily up the crumbling ruin and over the top. Yeah! Ooh. Oh. Oh. Yeah. These will work nicely. Ooh, yeah. Climb down. Well, all right. That was nice to have. Got it.
Keeping quiet.
The young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladles, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandits turns. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Help, please, help! One of the bandits gives Tenfrith a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. All right, well, we're doing it. Boom! Come on. Get him. Dirty fighting. Ha ha ha. I love it.
Hail, traveler.
Oh, by the flame, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life, or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope that they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Blackhound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in return. Oh, to be back on my oven again. You have earned a reputation. Reputations can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern region will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Helping a group will increase your positive reputation with that group. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. It is possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation with the group if you help and harm them in equal measures. Ooh. Ooh, ingredients. Pen is empty, but for a pair of stained cots and the stink of unwashed body. Ugh. All right, how much left is there? Oh, that's it. It's just this fight that remains, which I'm not going to come back to until much later on. Say, unless I go ahead and just rest. Boom. And rest. Reduction, yeah. Please? I mean, sure, why not? I like to get all the healing I can before I do this, bear fight. Or attempt to do the bear fight. Good God. Something tells me that this bear is going to be rough. Yeah, something tells me, yeah. Wait, not just something that tells me. I know it's going to be rough because he ate my face the last time, so hopefully we get lucky. Ow! That hurts. That really hurts. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna beat this bear. Ow. Reduces their endurance. They are knocked out. This means they are out of the fight, but as long as your side is victorious, they will regenerate their endurance when combat ends. But I died. We'll be back. Gonna need a companion or two? Yeah, let's go ahead and just get back to the Gilded Vale. Let's just go ahead and get to Gilded Vale. 'Cause that's going to be rough. That's all I can discover too, right? Yeah, that's it. That's everyone. Hopefully I can actually start hopefully we get a companion soon. At least a companion. It's gonna be 8 hours? Yeah, sure. We'll go for it. Gilded Vale. Oh, it automatically. Okay. Better. Lost. What? Uh, 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 um. What?
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. Are you mad? No wonder this place looks half empty. The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
What are you talking about?
An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly toward the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
You said so. I don't want to do this. I've been feeling strange ever since a close call in the Mbiwak. Is there someone in town?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
Oh my god. I just walked into an entire I just walked into a viper's nest. Okay, not a viper's nest, a viper pit. Ugh.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You said something about Hollowborn and Wayden's legacy before. He blinks. I forgot that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homeland. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Direwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe barely but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Wayden's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. Lord Redrick decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart. And before I go, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony in the ruins. He regards you carefully. You will want to mind where you mention that trespassing on Angwithan ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Bareth have mercy, we certainly have. Maybe so. Like I said, it's best to stay away from those sorts of places.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. Don't threaten me, little man. He shakes his head unmoved. It is no threat, only a warning. Lord Redrick will tolerate no threats to his kin, or those who live upon his lands. Grief will not make him more docile. But what happened? He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps, but that is not your concern. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you get some rest. The inn or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Tell me about Lord Redrick. He comes from a line of nobles who have defended these lands since Aderi times. Redrick II was an early supporter of Direwood independence during the Revolution, and the current Lord Fathers perished in the Saints' War. Hollowborn began appearing in the Direwood shortly after the war's end. Lord Redrick has taken upon himself to purge the curse from Gilded Vale. His measures have been severe but necessary. Unfortunately, it may not have been enough, but the bells were an indication. Saints' War? Our age's most egregious example of man's madness. 15 years ago, the people of Bretsears decided that Waidwen, their living saint, was the little incarnation of the god Aethys. Urgent wrinkles his pinched nose. This supposed saint took it upon himself to liberate the Direwood, supposedly from allegiances to less worthy gods, but I had never known an army to conquer a land for its people's own good. The war lasted about a year, but you can guess what that year did to the worship of Aethys in the Direwood. Lord Redrick's forebears had all been Aesian, but after his father fell defending us from those fanatics, he personally saw that the Temple of Aethys here in town was shut down. Ugh. Like, no more about the Gilded Vale. We're a frontier village. As are more settlements in the Direwood, Gilded Vale hasn't grown much since its establishment in the colonial days, and the last 15 years have seen our population shrink further. Hence our recruitment of fresh settlers. Why has Gilded Vale's population been shrinking? Well, we already know, because the Lord has been killing off all the whatever. Waiden's legacy, of course. Many women have had difficulty bearing healthy children of late. A few years ago, Lord Redrick decreed that no mothers of Hollowborn are to be allowed in Gilded Vale. His mouth tightens into a firm line. His lordship dealt swiftly with the objectors. It may be harsh, but it purges us of this curse. It is not worth it. Tell me about the ruins behind the tree. That's what's left of the Temple of Aethys. Lips pucker. Lord Redrick forbade of worship of the dead god after the Saints' War. It's been abandoned for almost 15 years, but there are plans to rededicate it to the Barath, the god of life and death. Enough about Gilded Vale. A matter of whether the ends justify the means. Yeah. Okay, this is Eder, apparently.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
That's the voice I really do know. Hi, Matt. How you doing? Anyways, looking for anyone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. Oh, Matt. Matt. He exhales, turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Oh, is that all you got to say to me, Matt? Oh, fine. Let's down this way. Rude. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Matt? There's 2 Matts in here? Oh, you did say there was 2 Matts in here. Well, hello, Matt. Mercer number 2.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Oh, what's going on? One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink. But his gaze is focused, mocking us even while he shelters in our village. Just goes to show what these fancy Adrian manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment, not from foreigners, and especially not from Adirians.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
The elven woman draws a blade. I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. Back down, all of you. This is absurd. No one gives us orders, foreigner. They squint at you with red, bleary eyes. It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Well, here we go. Looks like we're doing it. Wow. As the last of the doctors falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
Glad I could help.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He strains his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
Oh. Tell me about yourself.
I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with the caravan, but we were separated near some
In
ruins.
Gwithan ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there? You survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
Just how did you manage to cross the three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
You did tell that one man to go up his sister. Haha, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all to you easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief. Oh, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes, and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. All apologies. So what are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you? Ah, like you said, I'm also a settler. No, I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on soul.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. And he has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
His darting glance takes in the tumble-down buildings in the follow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I suppose I
As
should
should
get going.
given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Oh, so do I. Let's go.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
All right. What level are So you are apparently a wizard. What? You're a second level wizard. Slightly less XP than me, but you know what? Perfectly fine. Let's see what you have. Oh, you are extensive in lore. Abilities, first, Arcane Assault, Distant Advantage, Second Wind. You have Second Wind? No, it's not that, apparently, well, it's not that great. Okay, Acme's Dancing, Acme's Dancing Lights. Foe AoE, minus 10 will for 15.6 seconds, dazed for 16.6, accuracy plus 10 versus reflex. Overwhelms anyone in the area of effect with a brilliant and bewildering. Fan of Flames. Creates a cone of fire in front of the caster, causing burn damage to anyone in the area of effect. Ugh. Minolith's Minor Missiles. Oh, basically, that must be this game's magic missiles. 13 to 22 crush / corrode damage. Summons 3 spell missiles that batter the target, inflicting crush or corrode damage. Yep, that's this game's version of magic missiles. And wards double. Plus 40 deflection until hit or critically hit. Creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting the caster a high deflection bonus until he or she is hit or crit. Talent. Blast. Passive. Not a bad idea to have everyone with second wind. It's just melee guys really need focus it. Ah, okay.